Yes, I'm a hypocrite. I just wanted to get this off my chest because when I have conversations about God needs and God needs your mitzvahs, and I sound like I'm one-upping everybody or being inflammatory, um, I'm not claiming to be perfect. And people always like turn the tables, on me, like, "Oh, look who's talking," or "Look at Mr. God needs," they'll bring it up if I'm not doing everything exactly the way a Chassidish Yid, a very religious person, should be. And the reason that I share the perspective, and it's very difficult when you're talking about something which is so controversial and so counterintuitive, especially when you're speaking to Orthodox religious Jews, when they think God is perfect and God's unlimited, to try to totally pull the rug out of everything they've ever understood about God and Judaism, and to say, no, God in his essence desperately needs the mitzvah and desperately needs you, and that God's vulnerable. And then they could, sort of throw it back at you. And yes, I'm only trying to share this perspective, not to be inflammatory, like some people have told me recently. I'm trying to share this because this is what helps me when I get too narcissistic or self-centered or self-absorbed. But at least I have somewhat of a way out to like say, oh, wait, let me realign myself. And that's the goal here, alignment. I'm here to serve God is what can bring you back to center, right? Like there used to be a chassid, and I think in one pocket he had written on a piece of paper, "I'm here to serve God." And in the other piece of paper, in the other pocket, he had Bishvili Nivra Ha'olam, that the whole world was created for me. God, who's infinite, who's unlimited, created the world to have me. That shows how necessary I am. But if I get too carried away with myself, it could be dangerous. So you have to go back to the other pocket and go, Ani, if it was up to me, don't create me. But if you created me, I'm here to serve you. Like we start off Tanya, the whole Tanya starts off that they make you swear that you're going to come down here and try to do what God needs. Ti tzadik, be righteous and don't be wicked. And just one last point about being a hypocrite. I'll never forget this story that Rabbi Friedman told me, that he was speaking to a shliach who opened up to him, an emissary of the Rebbe, who was thinking about he should just give up his Chabad house and make Aliyah and go to Israel because he's a hypocrite. And Rabbi Friedman told him, said, you don't think when you wanted to go on shlichus to be an emissary of the Rebbe, he knew that you were a hypocrite? It probably went something like this. Hey, hypocrite, come here. There's some Jews in Thailand that need to put on tefillin. Can you go help out? It wasn't like the Rebbe was looking for tzaddikim and completely chassidish, religious, righteous people to go do the mission. It was the average person. And that's all I consider myself, a regular guy who's been inspired by this perspective. I never heard this idea that God needs us and God's vulnerable till I started having these classes with Rabbi Friedman and him shedding a whole new light. I went through years of yeshivas. Since I'm in preschool, I've been in Chabad schools all the way through smicha, getting ordained. And not once had I ever really put the emphasis on God's vulnerability, that God needs us to do the mitzvah. It was always about, are you religious? Are you chassidish? Are you religious? It's very toxic because then you become self-centered, and then it's very easy to walk away from it saying, I'm not so chassidish, I'm not so religious anyway. And only through this mentality and understanding of that it's not about me can you actually realign yourself. So if anyone out there wants to be able to rebalance themselves and realign themselves with the truth of why they were created, the only possible way, and take it from me, the hypocrite, the only possible way is to say, it's not about me. It's who needs me. So if you're watching, for those 126 views that I'm going to get on this video, oh, that makes me less. I only got 126 videos. I'm just being authentic. Somebody needs you to tell you today, it's not about you. You're not the center of the movie here. God is. Stop trying to be successful and stop trying to gain subscribers and stop trying to be the coolest guy. You won't be the coolest guy. It's not about you. And this is what I tell myself. When I look at these videos, I put out some videos last week and they got very few views. And immediately my mind's like saying, oh, who's watching it? But if there's one person that gained, and I know for a fact that on some of them there were one or two people, that's it. Look, I'm being authentic right here on YouTube. And whatever you think, this is just me being me. And I'm trying to get a perspective. And this is a 30-day content challenge down the rabbit hole. Every day, I'm going to try to share perspective, and maybe slowly but surely I'll hack away at turning the tides of the paradigm shift, because apparently there's so many people that don't want to hear it. God has to be perfect and unlimited, and you couldn't be further from the truth. He desperately needs you. He needs the mitzvah you can't even imagine, because we always think in human terms. He needs you in godly, divine terms, which is much more than we can ever imagine. If anybody wants to email me and give me a comment or a question, don't, because you're wrong. Just kidding. Please email me. I'm always up for a God needs discussion. Just ask anyone that lives here locally with me and Boca. They'll tell you about it. It's coming out of their ears, and they're going to thank me one day. If not today, in 2 weeks, and a month, in a year. So there you go. Chabad of YouTube in the back. Logo. Don't subscribe. No, subscribe. I mean,